Hi everyone, so we're continuing our learning of Mishnah Shabbat. We're up to chapter 8, Mishnah 3, and we're continuing to deal with things that are the minimum requirements, the minimum shiurim, the amounts of things in order for it to be liable for carrying it from domain to domain on Shabbat. Okay, here we go. Or kedei la'asot kamea, so hide animal skins enough to make an amulet with. Klaf kedei lichtov alav parsha ketana shebitfilin. So a parchment, the proper parchment that's used for this purpose of tefillin, for example, enough to write the smallest section of the tefillin. So just the first section, which is the smallest part. It says Shema Yisrael here. Okay, dio kedei lichtov shtei otiyot, ink enough to write 2 letters. Kechol kedei lichol ayin echat. And kechol here, it says stibium, some kind of blue. Kechol means blue as well. So blue, some kind of makeup, some kind of eye makeup. So enough for one eye would be enough for one to be liable for carrying it between domains. Okay, and then 4, deve kedei 10 birosh hashav shevet, paste enough to put at the end of a bird catcher's board, so making some kind of animal trap. Zefet v'gofrit kedei la'asot nekev katan, sha'ava kedei 10 al pi nekev katan. So pitch or sulfur enough to make a small hole, wax enough to put up on the opening of a small hole. So these are substances used for maybe like a wine stopper or something like that. So enough to do that job or to create that opening. Okay? Charsit kedei la'asot pi chor shel tzorfei zahav. Crushed brick enough to make the opening of a gold refiner's crucible. This is a tool used for heating up metal very, very hot. Some kind of vessel or implement for doing that in. I don't know exactly what that would look like, but enough for this kind of having some kind of insulation or something, some part of it made with this crushed brick or clay. So enough of that for using for this gold smithing kind of tool. And then Rabbi Yehuda Omer, kedei la'asot pitput. So Rabbi Yehuda says enough to repair a prop of a tripod. So like with all things, even if we didn't know exactly what these 2 measurements are, because what's the difference between the gold for the crushed brick for the gold refiner's crucible or enough for repairing a tripod? We can assume that because it's Rabbi Yehuda who's been more strict, who's saying it gives smaller measurements of things that would make one liable, it's likely that this repairing the prop of a tripod, meaning like the base of like an oven or some kind of other implement, perhaps in the home, would be a smaller amount, according to Rabbi Yehuda, being consistent. Subin kedei 10 al pi chor shel tzorfei zahav. Coarse bran, enough to put in the opening of a gold refiner's crucible, so the same kind of thing. Seed kedei lasud ketana shed bebanot. Quick lime, so this white kind of medicinal or for other kind of cleaning purposes powder. Quick lime, enough to smear, to put on a girl's smallest limb, so like a child's like arm, for example, enough to do whatever medical treatment that this would be used for an arm or small limb of a child. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, kedei la'asot kilkul. Rabbi Yehuda says enough to flatten out the hair of the temple. So that sounds like much less, because it would just be on the little part of the head. Rabbi Nehemiah Omer, kedei la'asot andifi. So Rabbi Nehemiah says enough for a forehead plaster, some kind of other kind of beauty or treatment or something of that sort, perhaps medicinal. So giving different shiurim here, presumably the second 2, according to Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Nehemiah, are smaller amounts than the first one. Okay, we'll continue. We're on the same kind of subject next time as well. We're still learning about carrying on Shabbat in a lot of detail about what items would make one liable or not, and it's all based on the same kind of standards of it being the minimal amount to be useful, such that it has the quantity and quality that someone would want to store it, would want to keep it, would value it to any extent. Okay, we'll continue with Mishnah 5 next week. All the best. Bye.